Hello, everyone. It's Dr. Ryan Warhurst. Welcome to Max Immunity. Today is August 19th. I'm excited for this webinar. This is a critical webinar in light of everything that's going on with coronavirus, COVID-19. And really where we're headed. We're headed into September, October, November, cold flu season. So this is a critical topic for what's going on. So with that, I ask that you share this link. Share this link. Like it on Facebook, share it, the YouTube link, because this is a critical topic that people need to know about. And so with that, I want to first start off by saying that today, what I'm going to be talking about, it isn't just some idea that I think will work or just good ideas. No, it's something that I know works. Okay, what I'm talking about, I know works because this is the way that I was raised. Okay, this is the way I've lived my life. Okay, this is the way that I'm raising my children. Wyatt, who's 4. Hannah, who's 11 months, about to turn 1 year old. Okay, I know this works, and it has an impact on health, well-being, and the immune system. I don't say this to brag or boast, but I've never, in my 16-year career as a chiropractor, I've never taken a sick day. Okay, I've never had a sick day. So again, I know this works. I know it's effective as long as you implement. Okay, and here is my hope and prayer today, is that my desire is that you don't live in fear. Okay, that you don't live in fear of a virus, of a germ, a bacteria, because here's the thing is it's critical to know is that God put an amazing healing power within your body as long as it's not being interfered with. Okay, and that's what I want you to know. I want you to put your confidence in that and know that your body is designed to heal as long as it's not being interfered with. And you might be asking, well, Dr. Ryan, what does that mean? Well, I'm going to be going into detail of what that means, coming up. Okay, and so with that, I'll say it this way: is that if you would have asked me a year ago, 6 months ago, beginning of January, if I would that we would be seeing the things that we're seeing today, and some of these things, these are just vivid images that come to my mind. We're seeing kids in school and in the cafeteria being socially distant. That we got people shopping in grocery stores, all protected, trying to protect themselves from a virus. Mass garbage. I mean, it's crazy. I mean, these are just vivid images that I have seen. That if you would have asked me 6 months ago, I would have thought that you were absolutely crazy. Here's the thing: is that in Maine, the governor has said that all servers need to wear these cones, to protect the food from any germs, viruses, bacteria. Okay, in essence, these servers are going to be having to wear dog cones. And it's crazy. I would never in my wildest dreams have thought that we would have come to this. And to think that we see we see kids, children, babies, and I've seen it. That in their baby carriers be wearing masks. Okay. And then another thing is just to see people, biking, hiking, walking, with, something that will interfere with their, oxygen intake, wearing a mask. And I just think, to myself, man, I could never have imagined that we would be in the position that we are in right now. Okay? It's almost as though, I'm living in a twilight zone. Okay, and I know I've had this conversation with patients who you feel the same way. You're like, are we in the twilight zone? Is this making any sense? It's not making sense. But here there's two reasons why I believe that we're seeing the things that we're seeing and the things that are coming to the surface. There's two reasons why I believe that they're taking place. The number one reason that we're seeing this is the programming that's happening. Okay, and when I say the programming that's coming through, our TVs. Okay, and with that, I don't care. It can be the news. It can be sitcoms. It can be just even on the commercials. We are being programmed when that TV is on. Okay, and I don't know if you're aware of this. I just heard this statistic in the past week, is that on election years, okay, excuse me, I said that wrong. On non-election years, okay, 70% of advertising dollars on news channels comes from what industry do you think that? What industry? It's the pharmaceutical industry. 70% of advertising dollars on non-election years comes from pharmaceutical, big pharma. So our news is bought and paid for by big pharma. And with that being, and I don't care. I don't care if it's what news channel you watch. It could be the local news. It could be CNN. It could be Fox News, ABC, CBS. I don't care what news channel. It's bought and paid for by big pharma, and we're seeing one side of the story. Okay, and here's the thing. A question I want to ask is, since this has been going on, since coronavirus really came on the scene, the beginning of 2020, have you seen any news stories that talks about what we need to do to make our immune system stronger? Have you seen one? Have you seen one? I will say this: I haven't seen one. Okay, I will say I have seen one news story. Okay, actually it was in print form. It came out of WashU in St. Louis, Missouri, that basically did say, "Hey, we need to start looking at what we need to do to make the immune system stronger." Okay, and really that's what today is all about. It's making the immune system stronger. That we've got to start a hashtag, make the immune system stronger. That's what today is all about. Because what we're getting bombarded with, the programming that we're seeing on the TV, it's all about the number of cases, the number of deaths. It's all about, hey, once you get the virus, you got to have these therapeutics. It's the dire need. Like even in the beginning of January, February, when all of this was just coming onto the scene, the people were saying from the very get-go that there's no way that we can get this behind us until we get a vaccine. Okay, the need for a vaccine. There has been nothing about what we can do to prevent it. And frankly, that's what today is about. It's all about, making the immune system stronger. I want to be clear. This isn't about, treating a sickness. This is about making the immune system stronger again. Okay. And the second reason why we can be seeing all these crazy images, pictures that we never thought we would see in our lifetime. The second reason goes back to the 1800s, okay? And it goes to two scientists, okay? And those scientists, their names were Louis Pasteur, okay? Louis Pasteur was the father of the germ theory. And basically the germ theory stated that germs are the cause for sickness and disease, okay? That germ can be a virus, it can be a bacteria, but the germ is the reason why you get sick, the reason why there's disease, okay? On the other hand, and we've all heard about Louis Pasteur, okay? Because here's the thing. Let me first talk about his contemporary, and that was Antoine Béchamp. Antoine Béchamp, okay, who expounded upon the work of Claude Bernard. Antoine Béchamp is the one who developed the terrain theory. Okay, and the terrain theory states that it's not the germ that is the reason why people get sick. It's the terrain, it's the internal environment of the human body that makes someone susceptible to a virus or a bacteria. Okay, here's the thing, is that the germ theory, okay, the germ theory by Louis Pasteur, okay, it's what has built, or let me say it this way, two people, Carnegie and Rockefeller, took the germ theory, okay, and laid the foundation for the pharmaceutical industry upon the germ theory. Because what they knew is if they could create an enemy, a quote unquote enemy, okay, such as a virus, bacteria, cancer, they could create a product, okay, a medication, okay, a vaccine, a chemotherapy to kill that evil thing, okay, and that's what the pharmaceutical industry is all built upon. It is built upon the germ theory because there's got to be an enemy that they have to address, okay. And so with that, it's interesting though. It's interesting when we look at history, okay, is that on Louis Pasteur's deathbed, he said, no, it's not the germ that causes sickness and disease, it's the terrain. So on his deathbed, he acknowledged that Antoine Béchamp, he was correct. He was correct. But you know what? Okay. Carnegie and Rockefeller, they took that germ theory and ran with it and developed the pharmaceutical industry. And with that, again, that's what the pharmaceutical industry is built on today. Okay, and here's the thing that I want to dive into is really we have all known people. Okay, it may have happened to your family. It may have happened to you at work where there was, two people. One person got sick, the other didn't. Okay, that could be one person in your family. That could be one person at work. Okay, so here's the thing: if germs were the reason for people to get sick, okay, everyone would be sick. Okay, so again, I know it's happened, in my family, is that, hey, when we come under a lot of stress, when I come under, a lot of stress, I will start to experience, to express, health, okay? But does that necessarily mean, and I may have some symptoms, and does that necessarily mean that Jen's gonna get it? No. Well, again, it's the internal environment of the body that makes one susceptible to getting sick. Okay, here's the thing that's critical. Okay, is that germs are everywhere. You cannot remove all germs. Okay, if germs cause sickness and disease, we would all be sick all the time. In fact, I've heard it say, if germs cause sickness and disease, we all would be dead. Okay, so again, it's not the germ, it's not the virus or the bacteria, it's the internal environment of our body that makes us susceptible to sickness and disease. Here's the thing: saying germs cause sickness is like saying that rats cause garbage to pile up. No, that's not true. Garbage. garbage attracts rats. You know, vultures don't cause dead animals. Dead animals attracts vultures. Mosquitoes don't cause standing water. Standing water attracts mosquitoes. Just like a weakened immune system or a weakened terrain causes susceptibility to germs. Okay, so here's the thing. In today's, where we are today, August 19, 2020, here's the thing. I know that some people are really concerned about the coronavirus, COVID-19, and I understand. Okay, I understand because we are being bombarded. Okay, we are being bombarded. We're being told that that the cases are rising. Okay, that there's been over 170,000 deaths. Okay, and I get it. Each death is tragic. Each person that died, it's awful. Okay, but here's the fact of the matter. We've got to look at the facts. We got to not get emotional about it. We've got to look at the facts and understand that those people that died from coronavirus had multiple comorbidities. So here's what it's saying. What the statistics and the data is saying is that the terrain of those individuals that died from coronavirus, COVID-19, was poor. And that poor internal environment, that terrain of their body, made them susceptible to the coronavirus. And here's the thing, they either, unfortunately died from the coronavirus, or they died for the standard treatment of care. And oftentimes what that included was to be put on a ventilator. And that when you get put on a ventilator, it causes all sorts of problems. And here's the thing, a lot of people that got put on ventilators, they didn't get off it. It's tragic and it's sad. And here's the other thing that we were told, that we've been told during this time is the asymptomatic carriers. You got to watch out for the asymptomatic carriers. They're the culprit. They're the problem. Well, here's the thing: is that asymptomatic carriers, okay, to have a antibody means that you've had it. Okay, that means that you've had it. But here's the thing: for asymptomatic carriers, what that means is they had the virus, they had coronavirus, but they exhibited no symptoms. So their internal environment, their terrain of their environment was strong. Their immune system that was able to fight it off. Okay, they were able to overcome it with no real issues. So again, the reason why that we're seeing the things that we're seeing is because we've lost sight. We've been programmed by fear. We've been programmed, okay, by the pharmaceutical industries that uses the news to have us do what they want to do. And what that is they want us to buy more medication, vaccines, and ultimately it is about making money. Okay, so here's the thing: is today is not about treating sickness. Okay, it's not about treating the coronavirus. It's not about treating viruses or bacteria. It's about health. It's about building health, making the immune system strong again. That's what today is all about. And when we look at a strong immune system, okay, a strong immune system is a balanced immune system. Okay, and that creates optimal effectiveness. We got to understand the immune system is like a teeter-totter. It's like a sawhorse. Okay, but we want it to be balanced. Here's the thing: is that when it becomes overactive, here's the thing: is most people, when they think of an immune system issues, okay, they often think of a sickness, a virus, bacteria. So with that, what that is, it's an immune system that's underreactive. Okay, so the immune system it was suppressed, it was lowered, the internal environment lowered the immune response, okay, and you became susceptible to a virus or bacteria, so an infection. Okay, another sign of a underactive immune system is cancer. Okay, that's an underreactive immune system. An overreactive immune system, okay, can be autoimmune issues. Okay, autoimmune issues. Another overactive, issue is allergies. Okay, and with that being said, again, what we want to achieve and what we want is a balanced immune system. Okay, and again, with that, we want to have a healthy internal environment to create an optimal immune response. Okay, here's the thing: is what lowers the immune response? Okay, or what creates imbalance in the immune response? And that's stress. Okay, stress absolutely creates imbalance in the immune response. Okay, and with that stress, there's three forms of stress. Okay, and I've said this many times. What are the three forms of stress? You guys know it. The three forms of stress. Okay, most people, when they think of stress, it's mental, emotional stress. Absolutely, that can be work, relationship, family, deadlines, financial. Okay, another form of stress is physical stress. Okay, repetitive motions, postures, slips, falls, accidents, traumas, motor vehicle accidents. Okay, but the third form of stress is chemical stress, by what you put into your body. Okay, what are you eating? What are you drinking? What chemicals are you being exposed to? What are you putting on your skin? What personal care products? Okay, what medications are you taking? Okay, here's the thing. If you encounter stress, okay, that is going to create imbalance in the immune system. So here's the thing: if your immune system is weakened, if it's suppressed, if it's lowered, okay, and you become susceptible, okay, to a virus or a bacteria, okay, a germ, what symptoms can you experience? So what are some typical symptoms that you may experience with a cold or a flu? Okay, with that, what we can experience, is fever, coughs, chills, congestion, diarrhea. Okay? And so my question to you, are those things, are fevers, coughs, sniffles, diarrhea, are those things a good thing or a bad thing? Okay? Okay? Here's the thing that's critical to understand, okay, is that a fever, a cough, okay, congestion, okay, diarrhea, that's your body's natural, okay, response, okay, it's your body's natural defense mechanism against a virus or a bacteria, against a germ, okay. So with that, I know those things aren't fun. I know that they don't feel good, okay? But it's your body doing the right thing at the right time, okay? And what I like to say is those things, a fever, a cough, congestion, diarrhea, those are actually not signs of sickness, but those are an expression of your health. Your body is doing exactly what it needs to do, okay, to like a fever. A fever is designed, it raises the body's temperature, okay, to burn off that bug. Congestion happens, congestion in the nose and head happens so that virus or bacteria, it doesn't go deeper. That cough happens, the body is trying to get it out. That diarrhea occurs because, again, the body is doing everything it can to expel that germ, that virus or bacteria. So again, it's your body doing the right thing at the right time. So here's my question, okay? Here's my question is, if you take a medication, okay, to lower a fever, okay? If you take a medication to decongestion, okay? If you take a medication to stop the diarrhea, okay, what's actually going to happen? Actually, what's going to happen is it's going to prolong the sickness. Okay? Actually, there's been research that shows if you take a medication to lower a fever, okay, like a child's, Tylenol or Motrin, whatever, anything to lower a fever is actually going to prolong the sickness for 3 to 4 days longer. Okay, so again, those things are your body doing the right thing at the right time. It's your body's defense mechanism. Don't interfere with it. It's an expression of health. Your body's doing exactly what it needs to do. Okay, and so with that, it's all about the natural immune response. Okay, that's what we want to create. We want to create a natural immune response so the body, does exactly what it's supposed to do when it's supposed to do it, when it's comes in contact with a pathogen, a virus or a bacteria or a damaged cell. We want that natural immune response, okay, so that the body will kill that germ, that invader, okay, and return your body to health. Okay, and so that's what we want. And to understand the immune response, you got to understand it's super complicated. Okay, the immune response, it's super complicated. There's so many different cells. Okay, immune cells that have all different types of functions. Okay, there's different immune system organs. Okay, that are critical, for the function of our immune system. But here's the thing: is to really put it simply, is that the most important immune system player, okay, are two things. Okay, it's your central nervous system and your gut. Those two things are the most important immune system players, and we've got to address both of those and make sure that you are addressing both of those so that your immune system is functioning at its best. So the internal environment of your body is working so that it doesn't become susceptible, okay, to a virus or a bacteria. Okay? And I want to be clear. Here is that, again, like I said at the very beginning, this is not about treating a sickness or disease. Okay, this is all about building health. Okay? And I want to be clear right here and say that, hey, even if you do these things, am I going to say that you're never going to get sick? No, not going to say it. Okay, absolutely not. Okay, because what I do know, what I can say, okay, if you follow what I'm talking about, okay, that, hey, I know whatever comes your way, your body's going to be able to fight, okay, and so with that being said, okay, you're going to be able to overcome, virus, bacteria. I don't care coronavirus. I don't care Ebola. I don't care flu, measles. It doesn't matter. If you address the internal environment of your body, okay, allow the body to heal and function like it should, you don't have to fear a virus or bacteria. Okay, and here's the thing that I want to be really, really clear is that the first player I want to talk about is the central nervous system. Okay, the central nervous system. There's a direct connection between the nervous system in the upper neck, okay, and your immune system, your immune response. Okay, there's a nerve that comes out of this upper neck, absolutely direct connection to the immune system, but it also goes to every single organ in the body. So it's the vagus nerve. It's called the wanderer, and so it goes to every organ in the body, every gland. But with that upper neck has such a huge impact on the immune response. Okay, and the fact of the matter is that again, germs, okay, are always around. They're everywhere. You cannot sanitize against all germs. You cannot, you just can't. They're everywhere. Okay, and so with that being said, again, what suppresses or lowers the immune system, one thing that suppresses or lowers the immune response is interference to the nervous system in the upper neck. And here's the thing that it's critical to know about our nervous system is that the pressure or the interference, the pressure, the weight of a dime on a nerve decreases nerve function by 60%. 60%. That was research done at CU, okay, just up in Boulder. They found that nerve pressure, the weight of the dime, decreases nerve pressure, the weight of a dime, decreases nerve function by 60%. So again, when there's interference in the upper neck, okay, because there, again, the nerves that come out of that upper neck are the very nerves that go to the immune system, okay, that suppresses or lowers the immune system, making one, again, susceptible to a virus or bacteria, okay. The thing about it is that is super cool, and it's critical that you understand, is that the people, and I'm sure those patients, okay, that you can relate to this, okay, and that you've experienced this in your own life, because I hear it over and over and over and over again. And it goes something like this: "Hey, Dr. Ryan, since I've been getting adjusted, I haven't gotten sick as often. If I do get sick, I recover a whole lot faster." Okay, I hear that over and over all the time. And is it surprising? Absolutely not, because what the research shows is that patients under regular chiropractic care, okay, for 5 years or more have found to have a 200% greater immune competence or immune response than those people who have not received chiropractic care. So chiropractic care, again, strengthens the internal environment of the body, the terrain, to help that immune response to be greater, to be stronger. Okay. Now here's the thing. Okay, is that we've heard, okay, on the news that the coronavirus this is the greatest pandemic since 1918, the 1918 flu pandemic, okay? And here's the thing, the 1918 flu pandemic, it killed over 100 million people worldwide in 6 months, okay? Here's the thing about the flu pandemic, okay, of 1918. The people, okay, that were getting adjusted, okay, they had 1/40th the death rate than those who chose drug-based management. 1/40th the death rate. Okay, and here's the thing. Is it's the results that chiropractors back in 1918 were getting with the Spanish flu, with the 1918 flu pandemic. It's because of those results that chiropractors were able to get licensed in states. Okay, chiropractors were first licensed in states because of their ability to boost the immune system against infection. And here, I want to be clear. Okay, I want to be clear. Again, today is not about treating sickness or disease, coronavirus. I don't care what name you put on it. Okay, but what I can say right here is what I know. What I know is that people under regular chiropractic care, not to say you'll never get sick, okay, but you'll get sick less often. If you do get sick, you'll recover a whole lot faster. Okay, and here's the thing: there's more research with chiropractic in the immune system. In fact, they looked at HIV patients, and there was a study done on HIV patients receiving specific chiropractic care for at least 6 months. Those that were getting adjusted had 48% increase in immune system cells, CD4 cells. So the other group, so there's two groups in this study. One was the HIV patients getting adjusted. The other group was the HIV patients that weren't getting adjusted, were getting fake adjustments or sham adjustments. And the group receiving the fake adjustments actually had an 8% decline in CD4 counts. So it lowered the immune system. Okay, whereas the HIV patients that were getting adjusted, their CD4 counts or their immune system cells increased by 48%. Okay. So again, chiropractic has been shown to have an effect, a boosting effect of the immune response. Okay. And here's the thing, just a couple of examples in the office that I have seen with my own eyes, and that is first, before I get into those examples, is just one of the best tests to have an understanding of how your body is functioning, okay, how your nervous system is functioning, okay, is an x-ray. Okay, it's an x-ray. It's one of the best tests to see if there's stress affecting your nervous system. Okay, and when we look at an X-ray of the neck from the side, there's got to be a 45-degree curve. And that's what these X-rays are showing. These next X-rays are X-rays of twin boys. Okay, 8 years old. Okay, here's the thing. Okay, so they're twin boys. Okay, so they have the same genetics. Okay, they were brought up the same way, exposed to, they ate the same foods. Okay, exposed to the same toxins. So everything was the same. Okay, here's the thing. Okay, one was quote unquote healthy. Okay, the other one got diagnosed with cancer. Okay, and so I'm going to ask you, which one is the one that got diagnosed with cancer? The one on the left or the one on the right? Yeah, that's the one on the right. The one on the right is the one that got, the boy that got, diagnosed with cancer. Okay, again, there's a direct connection between the nervous system and the immune system. So if there is significant or a lot of interference in the nervous system, that's going to have a negative impact on the immune system, weakening the internal environment of the body, making one susceptible to a sickness or disease, like cancer. Okay, here's the next person I want to show you. This is an old lady. Okay, she's in her 70s. Okay, she came into the office. She had a history of cancer, stage 4 cancer. With that being said, she would be sick all the time. She would have multiple stints in the hospital from pneumonia. Okay, and so here's the thing: she would be on antibiotic after antibiotic. Just infection after infection. Okay, and with that, I asked her. I said, have you ever had your nervous system checked? And she goes, no, absolutely not. And here's what I found. In her. This is her first X-ray of her neck. Okay, so again, there's got to be a 45-degree curve. Okay, there's got to be a 45-degree curve in her neck. Her curve was going in the opposite direction by -3 degrees. Okay, so we started to. I asked her, do you want to get to the cause of the problem? Do you want to address the interference to your nervous system so your body can start to heal and function better? She goes, absolutely, I want to get this addressed. So we started getting her adjusted. Okay, she started doing her exercises, and here's the thing: we started to see some drastic change. Okay, not only drastic change, not only in how she was feeling. Okay, but also how her immune system was functioning. Okay, like I told you, she would go from infection to infection. She'd go to the hospital, pneumonia multiple times a year. This X-ray happened back in this first X-ray. Okay, her first X-ray, the one on the left, happened back in January of 2019. Now she has not been in the hospital since. Okay, as you can see, her most recent or one of her most recent X-rays, she's got a positive. So her curve was going in the opposite direction. Now she's got a positive curve. Again, just evidence. Okay, that again, there's a direct connection between the nervous system and the immune system. Okay, so with that, you might be, a guest, watching this, a loved one that may have passed this, link onto you, or you're watching it on Facebook, and you're like, how do I know if I have interference in my nervous system, or if there's nerve pressure, irritation to the nerves? Well, the body gives us warning signs. Okay, one of the warning signs can be a weakened immune response. Okay, so can be susceptibility to colds and flus. Absolutely, if that's the case, okay, it's suspicious that there's interference in the upper neck. But also you might be, no, I don't have those issues. Okay, but I am experiencing headaches or menstrual problems or high blood pressure. Okay, depression. numbness and tingling, neck pain, dizziness, acid reflux. It could be allergies. Okay, it could be sleep problems. Okay, one or more of those things. Okay, those things are warning signs. Okay, that there's an issue with the nervous system. And there's an issue with the nervous system. If you are experiencing any of those things, okay, it's critical that you get your nervous system checked. Okay, and one of the most important tests that you can get is get an X-ray to see what's going on with the structure of your spine. Because here's the thing: is the structure of your spine affects the function of your body. Okay, it affects the function. Okay. Of your nervous system. And so, with that being said, if you're a guest watching this and you've never had an exam, never had X-rays, okay, with that, absolutely call the office, make an appointment. Okay, what we're doing, since you're watching this, we're doing our first 3 visits. Okay, typically it's $225 for 99, includes everything. Call the office at 303-945-4987, and we can get you scheduled for that. Okay. With that being said, again, I want to be clear. Okay, I want to be clear. Is that there is, okay, a direct connection in the upper neck between the nervous system and the immune system. Okay. Another immune system player. Okay. The other major immune system player is the gut. Okay, and again, I want to make a connection, is that there's a direct connection between the nervous system and the gut. Okay? And with that being said, if there's interference in the nervous system and it's affecting the gut, the stomach, the intestine, small and large, absolutely it can affect the immune system as well. Because again, there's the gut immune system connection. And here's the thing: is over 70%. And this is interesting. Over 70% of the immune system is housed in the gut. And here's the thing: is again, we're told. Okay, again, we're told that the reason why we get sick is because of germs. Okay, I've talked about how that's not correct. Okay, it's a susceptibility. It's the lowered response of the body that makes one susceptible to a germ or a virus. Okay, but here's the thing: is that in the gut, there's good bacteria and there's bad bacteria. Okay, and so it's critical that we proliferate, is that we multiply the good bacteria and limit the bad bacteria. Okay, because if there's imbalance, okay, in our gut, if there's issues in our gut, okay, absolutely, it too can have an impact on your immune response. Okay, again, lowering, okay, negatively affecting the terrain of your body. Okay, and one of the greatest culprits that affects the gut, or not say one of, the greatest culprit that affects your gut and thus affects the immune system is inflammation. Okay, inflammation is involved in every disease process known to man. Okay, I don't care what disease, what sickness, what disease you put on it, inflammation is involved. Okay, so it's critical, okay, that you cut inflammation. Okay, that you cut inflammation, and here's the thing. Okay, major causes, okay, of inflammation. I'll say it this way: one of the greatest cause of inflammation is sugar, or anything that converts to sugar. Grains, okay, pastas, rice, those things. Okay, and so sugar, grains, okay, and then also dairy. Dairy, okay, conventionally raised dairy, absolutely inflammatory. And here's the thing that you got to understand about our gut, our digestive system, is that there's an intestinal lining that coats our digestive system. Okay, and when we're being exposed, we're introducing food, chemicals, okay, that cause inflammation or pro-inflammatory. What that does is that, in essence, think of it this way: is that intestinal lining is like saran wrap. Okay, and when you eat those foods, that actually those inflammatory foods, it's like poking holes in that saran wrap. Okay, and with that, those holes, okay, are okay. Holes that can go directly into your bloodstream. Okay, so with that, when you eat foods that are inflammatory, that negatively impacts the gut. Okay, creates bigger holes. Okay, allows particles, food particles, toxins, drugs, pathogens, okay, to get into the bloodstream, and with that, that creates a whole host of issues. So if that inflammation it continues over and over and over and over through the years, then you're going to start to develop some food intolerances, some sensitivities. Okay, those intolerances may turn into allergies, food allergies. Okay, and then when those food allergies or intolerances, sensitivities happen, and if it's left there long enough, it's going to cause immune system issues. And with that, again, if that inflammation continues to be introduced into the system, okay, you're eventually going to turn into autoimmune issues. Okay, and here's the thing: is that inflammation causes issues to the gut. Okay, and what is called leaky gut. Okay, and leaky gut affects the whole body. Okay, and it affects the brain. Okay, it affects the skin, the thyroid, the colon, adrenal glands, the joints. Okay, sinuses and mouth, colds. So it affects so many different things. Okay, but here's the thing that's critical to know is that inflammation. Okay, inflammation affects the whole body. Okay, it affects the whole body, and with that being said, okay, we must reduce the inflammation. Okay, we must reduce the inflammation. Okay, and so really, there's 5 different ways to reduce inflammation. Number 1 is heal the gut. Okay, and with that, critical fish oil. Fish oil is so that's omega-3s. Okay, omega-3s are anti-inflammatory. That helps lower the inflammation in the body. Okay, so make sure you're taking a high-quality fish oil. Okay, L-glutamine. Okay, is critical to the intestinal lining. Okay, so that's critical in healing the gut. The advanced plan. Okay, the advanced plan. It's in your book. It's in the Align Your Health book. It's in the cruise ship or nursing home book, the nutrition plan book. But what it is, it's a way of eating that naturally reduces the inflammation in your body. And again, the design of it is to help heal the gut. Fermented foods, bone broth, are healing to the gut. Okay, probiotics. Okay. Probiotics, prebiotics, okay, those that are found in Max GI, or D3 with probiotics, okay. Also, another thing that is critical to healing the gut is hypoallergenic protein powders, okay. Protein powders, such as bone broth, okay, the perfect protein, okay, those things, okay. Even the grass-fed whey protein, because it comes from grass-fed cows, most people do not have a sensitivity, okay, to that protein powder, because of the way that it is, not only how those cows are raised, but also the way it's processed. Okay, so those things, okay. And then also with that, what is also healing to the gut is, curcumin, turmeric. Okay, absolutely what's found in our daily defense. Again, that is healing to the gut. That helps lower the inflammation in the body. Okay. The second thing is to address, especially, the second step in reducing inflammation is eliminate the food sensitivities. Okay, and a good rule of thumb, okay, is that if you eat foods, okay, and you notice that you start to get a little runny nose, you start to get a little bit of a cough or something like that. Okay, that's signs that that your body's having a problem with that food, and be aware, and really see if that happens on a regular basis. If it happens on a regular basis, absolutely, that's signs that your body's sensitive to it, and you want to eliminate that. Okay. Well, with that being said, you might be wondering, well, how do I know? Well, there's some things that we can do in the office, muscle testing, and we can test to see if you have food sensitivities. Okay, if you're sensitive to certain foods. Okay. Absolutely can do that. There's blood testing also that can be done as well. Okay. Also with that, it's critical. The next step in lowering the inflammation in the body is reduce your blood sugar. Okay. And the things that convert to sugar. Okay. And so, with that, I've already talked about 3. Sugar in general, or anything that converts to sugar. That's the grains, pastas, rice. Okay. With that, another major source of sugar is sodas. Okay. Fruit juices. Okay. Those things. Okay. Here's the thing: is that high blood sugar. This is also interesting. Especially when it comes to the immune response, is that high blood sugar reduces vitamin C from entering the cell. Okay, so high blood sugar, okay, reduces vitamin C from entering the cell. Vitamin C is critical for our immune response, our immune system. Okay, also with that. Another step in lowering inflammation is optimize your vitamin D levels. Okay. Here's the thing. Okay. Here's the thing is that in order to vitamin D. Okay. I want to be clear. Vitamin D is the sunshine vitamin, so you can get adequate vitamin D by being outside. Here's the thing: in order to get adequate vitamin D levels from being outside, you will have to be outside between the hours of 10 and 2, okay, with at least 40% of your body showing, with no sunscreen, okay, for at least 20 minutes. Okay. I don't know about you, but that's not possible for me. Okay, so it's critical that you supplement. Okay, critical that you supplement if you're not able to do that. Here's the thing also that's critical because of where we live in Broomfield or around Denver, Colorado. With where we're at, latitude-wise, we are too far north to get adequate vitamin D levels. Okay, from being outside from the sun because of the angle of the sun hitting the earth. We cannot get adequate vitamin D by being outside between the months of October to March. So it's critical through October through March that you supplement with vitamin D. Okay. In the summer, yeah, you can get adequate vitamin D in the Denver area, but you got to follow those recommendations. Also, with that, if you're like, how much vitamin D should I be taking? Well, the rule of thumb is it's 35 IU of vitamin D per every pound of body weight. Okay, so that will help optimize vitamin D levels. And here's the thing: you might be wondering, well, what are my vitamin D levels? The only way to know for sure, okay, is to get vitamin D blood test. Okay, 25 hydroxy. Vitamin D hydroxy. And then also with that, boost your glutathione. That is also another step in reducing the inflammation. Glutathione, it's the master antioxidant in the body. With that, that's absolutely what's in our detox system. It's the precursors to glutathione. So it's basically gives your body the building blocks that it needs for the body to convert to glutathione, okay, to boost that antioxidant in the body. So again, those are some absolutely critical ways to lower the inflammation in the body. Okay. Again, one of the easiest ways is to cut the sugar, the grains, okay, those things. Okay. And here's the thing: when it comes to inflammation, okay, inflammation, okay, there's really two forms of inflammation that can occur. Okay, one can be acute inflammation. An example of this, okay, an acute inflammation. Let's say that you're playing sports, okay, and you roll your ankle, okay. With that being said, there's going to be an inflammatory response. Let's say you roll your ankle, you sprain the ligaments of your ankle, and your ankle starts to swell. Okay, that is an inflammatory response that's occurring. It's acute. Okay, so there's a stimulus that happened, that injury, you rolled the ankle, and with that, because tissue was damaged, okay, those ligaments were damaged, what's going to happen is that there's immune helper cells. So whenever there's an inflammation in the body that occurs, that triggers the immune response, okay? So immune helper cells, they do their job of healing, okay? So with that, an acute inflammation, it's just one incident, okay, a trauma. With that inflammation, the immune helper cells do their job, and with that, it creates healing, and healing occurs. The other form of inflammation is chronic inflammation. And chronic inflammation is inflammation that is continuously bombarded into the body. Okay, and that can be foods. Okay, this is a great food. Is a inflammatory foods can be an ongoing stimulus. Okay, and when you incur an ongoing stimulus, what happens is that the immune helper cells try to do their job of healing, but ongoing stimulus or that ongoing food results in more cell recruitment, increased inflammation, and changes to the cell. So this repetitive cycle, okay, this chronic inflammation, okay, it's a repetitive cycle. It increases disease. And with that increased disease comes autoimmune issues. And autoimmune issues can affect so many different things. Okay, so many different things from the brain, the thyroid, bones, muscles, skin, lungs, nerves, GI tract, blood. Okay, and with that being said, if you have an autoimmune issue, okay, here's 12 different areas to address, but to really put it simply, you got to address the cause of the inflammation. Okay, the cause of the inflammation, you've got to address. Okay, you've got to cut that out. Okay, but here are 12 different things that you can do. Okay, and with that, that can, you got to address the blood sugar issues. You've got to address the low vitamin D. Okay, inflammation affects the mitochondria, the powerhouse of the cell. So there's dysfunction within the cells. Inflammation affects the gut. Okay, with that, it affects glutathione. Okay, it also affects omega-3. Okay. So poor omega-6 to omega-3 ratios. Again, with that inflammation, okay, and especially, I would say it this way: upper cervical subluxation, okay, issues in the upper neck, absolutely, okay, absolutely, again, affects the immune system, and with that, when the immune system is affected, that also, let me say, when that spine is affected, okay, again, that affects the immune system. That also, when there's issues in the spine, that also is another major source or form of inflammation. Okay. With that, toxins, lack of sleep, EMF exposure, all things that need to be addressed. Okay, and so really, I just want to wrap it up here. Here are keys for a strong immune system. Okay, keys for a strong immune system: get adjusted regularly. Okay, get adjusted regularly. I will say this. If you start to feel like you're fighting something, call the office. Okay, call the office. And with that, let's get you in. They have to be off hours, but with that, let's get you in. Let's get you adjusted at the first sign. So again, to help boost that immune system. Okay, it's also critical that you eat well. Okay. Reduce the inflammation in the body, remove the sugars, because again, here's the thing: is sugar absolutely lowers the immune response. Okay, move well, so exercise. Okay, also sleep well. Okay, reduce exposure to toxins. Okay, high dose vitamins D3 and vitamin C is critical. Okay. Fish oil, omega-3s, okay, probiotics, prebiotics, again, absolutely what's found in our Max GI, okay? Those are some things. Here's the thing is, I'm gonna give you some clear steps for you to do if you start to express health, if you start to experience a stuffy nose, watery eyes, if you start to experience quote unquote symptoms of sickness, but actually we know that those are expressions of health. So what you do is, again, get adjusted immediately. Call the office. Let's get you adjusted. Okay, again, it may have to be at a different time. Okay, also load up on vitamin D3. Okay. Again, if you're fighting something, okay, I told you to get appropriate dosage is 35 IU per pound of body weight. Okay, so with that, if you're fighting something, triple that. Okay, for at least 3 to 7 days. Okay, load up on vitamin C, antioxidants. Okay, vitamin C in at least 2,000 milligrams a day. It can be even up to to 4,000 to 6,000 if you're fighting something. Okay, probiotics. Okay, Max GI. Here's the thing. Okay, here's the thing. Another thing. So again, I forgot to show you. So vitamin D3. We also have a 10,000 IU vitamin D3. It's high dose. Again, if you start to fight something, load up on the vitamin D3. The Designs for Health 1-2 is 10,000. Load up on that. Vitamin C. This is our new vitamin C, high dose vitamin C. Can really help in really getting vitamin C into your system to help boost that immune system. This tastes great. Actually, Wyatt, we give Wyatt 1/8 of a teaspoon every day. He loves it. Okay, he loves the taste of it. Okay. Then the next thing I want to talk about. This is a newer product that we've started to have in the office. Sorry, where is it? Where's the label? It's a Virusid. Virusid. Okay. This is a potent antioxidant. Okay. A potent antioxidant has some critical things in it. It has vitamin A, okay, vitamin C, zinc, B12, pantothenic acid, echinacea. With that being said, elderberry, okay, again, this is a potent antioxidant, really helps in boosting the immune system. So again, if you're starting to fight something, I can't stress enough, this right here, back in December, I am convinced that I was under extreme stress, had a relatively new baby, extreme stress back in December, and I'm convinced that I did have coronavirus. Okay, I did exactly what I'm telling you now. Okay, and I got through it very quickly, a matter of a couple days, 1 or 2 days. Okay, but with that, this is a supplement that I took. With that, I know that this really helped me. Another thing that is very important is hydrogen peroxide in the ears. Okay, and here's the thing: is that and it's based off of research done in Germany, okay, back in the 40s and 50s, and what they were looking at is they were looking at the route of entry of viruses and bacteria in the body. And what they were thinking is that it was going to be through the mouth and it was going to be through the nose. Okay. But what they found is the major route of entry of organism into the body is through the ears. Okay. So hydrogen peroxide in the ears. So what you do, okay, for the hydrogen peroxide in the ears is get on your side, okay? And you get hydrogen peroxide, you can have a dropper or you can have a straw. And what you want to do is be on your side, fill your ear canal, okay? It's going to bubble, it's going to fizz, do all of those things. Have it be in there for a few minutes, 2 to 5 minutes. It's going to do its thing, okay? And then have a washcloth, pour it out. Get on your other side, do the other here, okay? Another thing to do when you start expressing health is get lots of rest, okay? Stay warm, okay? Stay warm. This is one thing that, being the son of a chiropractor, that my dad, whenever I, growing up, okay, is if I started to start to express health or start to fight something, I stayed warm, okay? Because what it does is it can help mimic a fever, help raise the body temperature to help burn the virus and bacteria off, okay? So stay warm, okay? Do not wear shorts and t-shirts, sweats, and even multiple blankets, okay? And then hydrate, okay? Hydrate mainly with water, okay? And it's going to be lukewarm water, not cold water, lukewarm, okay, water, and also bone broth, okay? Bone broth, very healing to the gut, okay? And also important to the immune system. Also, some things, oregano oil, okay? Oregano oil has been shown to have an impact on viruses, bacteria. So oregano oil, so On Guard thieves can be, as far as essential oil, Melaleuca, tea tree oil can be helpful to support the immune system as well. Okay, so those are just some things that you can do. Okay, when you start to express health. Okay, so with that, I'm finished for today. I hope you found this to be valuable. With that, the critical thing about everything that I went over today is got to implement. Okay, implement. Okay, information without action is useless. Okay, so implement. This can have an impact on your health, the health of your family, and even the health of your friends. Okay, so again, share this information with others. Share it on Facebook, share it on YouTube. Okay, people need to know this, especially what's going to be coming down the pike in September, October, November, December. Okay, it's critical. It can have an impact on changing somebody's life. With that, again, if you're a guest, you've never had an exam x-ray, call the office 303-945-4987. And we can get you scheduled for those first 3 visits. Again, usually $225, but since you listen to this, $99. Okay. Then with that, also in this upcoming week, you can one of 2 ways. For this upcoming week, because you're watching this webinar, okay. You know that our supplements are 10 to 15% off. Okay, 10 to 15% off with that. So be sure to order your supplements. You can text or email Erin. She can get you the supplement sheet, or you can fill it out in the office. Okay. So with that, this pricing, the webinar pricing, 10 to 15% off, will be good through your through your next visit. Okay, so with that, it'd be good through August 27th. Okay, so again, order your product. Okay, order your product can really have an impact on the immune system, on your health. Also, with that, on your next visit, be sure to bring in your workshop card. With that, if you get 6 punches, from the card, it's $5 off on your per corrective care visit on your next wellness plan. Okay, so this saves money. You watch webinars, it'll have an impact. Webinars and workshops, you attend them. It will drastically affect your health, and also will help save money on the next care plan. So with that, I'm finished. Okay, and again, implement. Again, it can change your life. Thank you.